Hey, welcome back, guys. So today on this video, we are talking about Remitly, and more specifically, I'm going to quickly answer a question I keep getting a lot on one of my other videos, and that is, how do you send money through Remitly? So let's go ahead and talk about this. First off, guys, this is going to be a really quick video. There's not too many steps involved, so be sure to stick around to the end of the video. But why would you want to send money through Remitly? Well, that's pretty easy. Maybe you run a few online businesses, and some of your employees live overseas, and they want you to pay you through Remitly. Whatever the case is, it's a pretty easy process. It's handled here in the Remitly app. This blue and white one right here. Check my video description. I'll try to leave the written instructions there as well, but I'm going to open up my Remitly app now. Okay, guys, I went ahead and opened up my Remitly. This is the home screen here. Now, one thing I want to let you know before you go any further is that depending on which country you're sending money through Remitly to, they're going to require a little bit of different information. Generally, the process is going to be pretty much similar, but due to money laundering laws or international transfer laws, sometimes Remitly has to gather different types of information. But what holds true through all of these different options is you will need that person's full name as it appears on their driver's license or their ID card. Sometimes you will need their ID number, and that might have different names like a cedula, a CURP. Depending on the country, they have their own little names for different types of ID. Like in the US, it is a social security number. Whatever the case is, I'm going to walk you through this process of sending money through Remitly, but just keep in mind it could be different depending on which country you're sending to. So first off, what you want to do is make sure you're sending to the correct country, because Remitly has different home pages for different countries. And what you do is just look for whatever flag is showing up on your Remitly and click on the little button next to it. And then you want to scroll through and then just look for the country that you want to send money to. So for example, if we're sending to France, we'll click there. And then as you see, the home screen has changed. Also, another thing I want to let you know is depending on how soon you want that person to receive the money that you're sending through Remitly, generally they're going to have two different options, Economy and Express. In my experience, Express usually goes through or it's available for pickup almost immediately. And then Economy is usually up to 5 business days later. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to send money through Remitly to the Philippines. Okay, so here we are on the Philippine home screen. You want to click on this blue Get Started button here. Okay, so this is pretty important. So you want to choose how that person's going to receive money. And again, this is going to vary from country to country, the different options. So this one's pretty common, bank deposit. So I can send money through Remitly and it just shows up in their bank account. Some countries have what's called mobile money. So the money is connected to their cell phone number. This is the first time I've seen this, but the money goes into their debit card. I usually think that's the same thing as a bank deposit, but it must be different in the Philippines. And then here is another option, cash. So basically that person can go to a location with a reference number and their ID exactly as it appears on their ID, and they can just pick up the money. Usually this is going to be at like grocery stores, banking locations. And this is the first time I saw this, home delivery. So I guess I can send money through Remitly and then it just gets delivered by somebody like Uber to their home address. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to go ahead and send mobile money. So I'll click here. Okay, so here you get to choose how much money you want to send through Remitly. So for this video, I'm going to go ahead and send this much. Actually, I'm going to send a small dollar amount to start off. If this is the first time sending money to that person, you probably want to send just a small dollar amount to make sure it goes through. And then if everything works out fine, then you can send a larger dollar amount. Next, they're going to show you the different time frames on when you can receive the money. So they must have set up a pretty good deal in the Philippines because there are no transfer fees. They do let you know the exchange rate right here that you'll be paying. And also they let me know this money is going to go through instantly. So usually when I send money through Remitly to other countries, it gives me two options like we looked over earlier, Express and then just a regular. So usually if you're going to do just the regular speed, it's going to be a cheaper conversion rate than here. And then if you do it immediately, usually they charge you a higher conversion rate. So whoever's on the other end of the transfer, they'll receive less money. Also, if you are setting this up to receive cash at a location like a cash pickup, usually they're going to have you choose which location they're going to pick it up at. So let me go ahead and just do mobile money. And then like I said, we're going to do $1. All right. And be sure to look that over. If it looks good to you, go ahead and click on this blue continue button. It looks like $10 is the minimum. So we'll go ahead and change that. And I'm going to click on this blue continue button. Next, you want to go ahead and choose where they're going to receive the money. This particular person wants me to pay through something called Gcash. So let me click there. Okay, again, like I said, the information that Remitly is going to request is going to be different depending on the country. Now, this name, you want to make sure that it appears exactly how it appears on their bank or their ID card to avoid any kind of issues. Because if it doesn't match up, it is possible that person cannot receive the money or they will not be able to pick it up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this person's name in off screen. Okay, so I went ahead and put their information in. I'm going to click on this blue continue button. Okay, so since this process called Gcash is connected to their phone number, they're asking me to put their number in. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in off screen. Okay, I entered in their phone number. I'm going to click on continue. Okay, so next you get to choose if you want them to receive text message notifications that they're getting money. I usually do this and that way they don't call me bugging me to see where the payment is. That way they get the updates from Remitly specifically, but that's really up to you. If it's a surprise, then maybe you want to put no, and that way the money just shows up in their account. If it's not a surprise, like if you're paying one of your contractors overseas, then go ahead and choose text messages. Okay, next you get to choose the payment method. So they let you know if you're going to do a bank transfer, it takes 3 to 5 business days. I usually use my debit card, and that way the money comes out of my account immediately, and the person that I'm sending money to would receive the money much quicker. So I'm going to go ahead and use my debit card, but it looks like you can also use Apple Pay, or you can go ahead and add another debit card or another bank account. Okay, so here is the confirmation screen. So you want to make sure to look this over and make sure it looks correct. It looks like they're going to get the money almost immediately, and then it gives you the conversion rate right here. And then if you scroll down, it's going to show your information. If all that looks good to you and you'd still like to go ahead and send this money through Remitly, click on this blue send money button right here. Okay, it looks like just a few seconds later, the screen pops up and it has been delivered and confirmed from Remitly that that person has received the money that I sent through Remitly. Now, they must have set something up pretty good with the banking system in Philippines because it went through immediately within a minute. However, generally when I'm sending money overseas with Remitly, it usually takes a few hours, and sometimes it even takes 2 to 3 business days. So that's really going to depend on that country's banking system. And when that happens, it usually says pending right here, and then it'll give you an estimated time on when that person is likely to receive that money. So there you have it, guys. If you're wondering how to send money through Remitly, that is the easiest way I know how to do it. If you know an easier way, be sure to leave a comment below. Let the rest of us know how you did it. Hopefully you found that video useful. If so, click thumbs up, or maybe consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks again for watching.